If you're searching for a new place to live, every city's gonna have some good things and some bad things. And Gainesville's no different. So if you're looking to move to Gainesville, today I've got the top 5 pros and top 5 cons of moving here. It's the age-old question, do you want the good news or the bad news first? As an eternal optimist, I like to end on a high note. So here come the top 5 cons of moving to Gainesville. Number 1, property taxes. In the Gainesville-Alachua County area, we have 2 major universities, 3 major hospitals, and a ton of churches. Not sure if you know this, but none of them pay property taxes. And particularly when it comes to hospitals and universities, they take up a large amount of real estate. So essentially, you have half of the population, the residents, paying for 100% of the property taxes. So those tend to be a lot higher in our area than in other cities. For example, a house that's on a quarter of an acre, your typical front yard, backyard, can expect to possibly pay $3,000 a year in taxes, whereas a house on 5 acres outside of the county might only pay $1,000. Number 2 is distance to the beach. Yes, Gainesville is in Florida, but no, it's not a coastal town. In fact, we're kind of right smack dab in the middle. The benefit of that is it's sort of equidistant to either coast, and it takes about an hour and a half to either go east or west and hit the beach. But if you're hoping to move here and go to the beach within 5 minutes or less, Gainesville's gonna be a bit of a transition for you. And 3, Gainesville has a small regional airport. It is convenient so that you can fly direct to major airports like Dallas, Atlanta, sometimes Charlotte, but getting flights out of here can sometimes be much more expensive. It is a 90-minute to 2-hour drive to Tampa, Jacksonville, or Orlando to hit those major international airports. And 4, we've got to talk about the weather. There's some great things about it, but in summer, it is oppressively hot and humid. You know that you truly are a Floridian when during the months of June, July, and August, you will park further away because there's 3 inches of shade rather than getting an upfront spot that has no protection from the sun at all. And then 5 would be higher utility bills. With GRU in our area, we have some of the highest utility bills in the state. Now, do your research because depending upon where you live in Gainesville, you're not always going to be on GRU. But if you are in their grid, just prepare for a much higher monthly utility bill. And now shifting gears because the only place to go from here is up. The 5 pros of moving to Gainesville. Number 1 for me would be the winter weather. In winter, we have a much more mild temperature than just about anywhere else in the state. You're not really gonna see snow. On rare occasions, you might have some frost, and sometimes you do have to cover plants outside overnight. But generally, you're gonna be able to enjoy the outdoors all year long. And number 2 would be the fact that Florida has no income tax. By moving here to our Gainesville area or anywhere within the state, you're gonna see some major tax savings. Number 3, the cost of living in Gainesville is below the national average. So particularly if you've got a remote paying job, your paycheck's gonna stretch a lot farther in Gainesville than in many other major cities in the US. And 4 is really the culture of Gainesville. Gainesville has this very wonderful small town feel. I've really enjoyed raising my kids here, but because of the hospitals, because of the university, there's a lot of diversity and culture and events and things to do that without the university, without the hospitals, probably wouldn't exist. So there's this awesome melting pot of culture and community that I really love about Gainesville. And 5, speaking of those very same universities and hospitals, it offers Gainesville a very stable economy. As some of Gainesville's most common employers, we know the hospitals and university aren't going anywhere, so it provides really good stability for our community. The good, the bad, the ugly. Every community is going to have their mix of those things, and depending upon your point of view, they may bother you or not. They may draw you here or not. But taking this list is going to give you a really great idea of things you can prepare for and expect when you come to the Gainesville area. And if you're still exploring the South, make sure you do not miss my video on why everybody is moving to Florida. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.